a one-day potential max loss in a bull put spread from last week to right now it's way past max profit. Win is up nearly 4% right now, and our bull put spread is looking to expire today for max profit. We also had on a bear call spread that expires today. So this iron condor is looking at nearly $4,000. That's $4,000, folks, in profit on about, what was that, about 4,400 in risk. So risking about $4,000, and we made about that. Really, really good trading and win. We've been having a blast with that. All right, let me get started here with a strategic brief and get operational, and then we'll get tactical and look at an actionable trade that I've already sent a text alert out to my to all my members with. This is, so General McMaster, he's gone. I was never a General McMaster fan. I'm pretty sure all the leaks from the NSA for the past year have come from him. Not a good dude. Never supported the guy. He was a globalist. And in comes John Bolton. I've met John Bolton, talked to him at the Miami airport. He's a good dude. And this really, really, really changes the calculus for this summit with Kim Jong-un. I think, when was it? Month or two ago, this guy actually wrote an article that said, here's the legal case for a preemptive military strike against North Korea. So this is, what do you say? Any summit should consist of little more planning than where U.S. cargo planes should land to remove North Korea's nuclear weapons. So this is a flexing of muscles. I get that all the liberals in the media think, oh, it's more disarray and more. He's weaning it down to the team he wants, folks. I've started several companies in my life, and it starts with, hey, you know, this big group of people, and then you end up clipping people, or people leave that just didn't fit, that you didn't know about that much in the first place. So this is, the liberal media can froth all they want about this stuff. This guy's a hawk, and he's not going to take shit from anybody. He can't stand the Iranian deal. Neither can I. Barack Hussein Obama, going over and bowing to his mullahs and giving them pallets of cash in unmarked airplanes. So this is what's interesting is weeks ago, the president, remember that Thursday? Where was it? It was Putin, Pal, Trump Thursday. Where was that? Here. God, it seems like a year ago. I don't even remember when the hell it was. They say in older men, the memory is the second thing to go, and I can't remember the first. But whatever it was, that Thursday where we woke up to Vladimir Putin say, hey, dear America, by the way, I figured out some really cool new weapons that can kill all of you, and you'll never know it. Then we had Jerome Powell, the Fed chief, the day before talk hawkish, and then that day talk dovish, so we were confused about that. And then Trump, out of the blue, goes, you know what, it's time to start blasting away at our trade deficit, and I'm coming after you guys. Wow. So this is already out there, folks. So China, for the past couple weeks, since Trump shot a big shell across their bow, they've been quiet. Well, up until yesterday, and now they're starting to fire back. It makes no sense. Okay, I don't care what you think about the guy. This is right. And it's funny to see liberals twist and turn. And first of all, I thought the tax cuts people got were crumbs, right? Nancy Pelosi's like, oh my God, those are crumbs. $1,000, $2,000, it's nothing. Well, maybe that's what you pay your valet on a weekly basis in your San Francisco mansion. It's not crumbs to us. Now they're saying, well, those tax cuts are going to be destroyed over, a trade war. If you think the case of beer going up 0.6 of a penny, or a car going up an average of $37 is going to crimp this economy, you're retarded. You're an idiot. Well, and I was talking about the Democrats. So anyway, folks, this isn't going to... For decades, and Donald Trump is right, for decades, China and all these other countries have walked all over us. My God, man, in business, the best deal is what? A win-win. We have been on a win-lose in these trade back and forth for decades. So kind of like whether it's the Iranian deal, the North Korean nuke problem, all this stuff has kind of landed on this guy's lap, and he's trying to fix it. I fully support him, and it's funny to see the Democrats twist and turn. You know why? Because the unions support it. The Rust Belt in Ohio and Pennsylvania and West Virginia, they love that the president is doing this, and their Democratic overlords are sitting there going, wait a minute, how do we make political hay out of this? So we're starting to stabilize here. I mean, we're kind of flat all around. The NASDAQ was off a lot earlier, but we're kind of flat, so we're starting to stabilize. I remain, you ready for this, guys? I remain cautiously bullish. My God, look at this chart. We predicted this, guys. This is, unicorns and rainbows and everything like that. And I predicted this, folks. I didn't get the date right, the exact day. I said, hey, man, this short volatility trade, $8 billion in short volatility. I said that the chickens are going to come home to roost. These people are doing a great job running around in front of a volatility steamroller picking up dimes. One day their cape is going to get caught, and it's not going to be pretty. That was this. Right here throughout this whole thing, I said BTFD, buy the frigging dip, and it was correct. And then I predicted that. I said we're going to chop around this 50-day moving average for weeks, if not months. And then net, I said it's going to be a grind higher. So as I've predicted in the past, this 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average here on the S&P 500, this is called no man's land. Okay, this is World War I trench warfare. There's the Allies and, there's the Germans. Nobody likes being in here. The market either gets, and they act as magnets, the market either is going to get pulled down to the 200-day moving average or up to the 50-day. My prediction, as it has been on every one of these dips, is to buy this dip and get long. And today, I'm torn between, again, pounding Facebook into the dirt and printing money off of Zuckerberg's stupidity and arrogance, or being short volatility. The VIX was up 35% yesterday. Sitting on the chairlift laughing. I'm like, oh my God, it's not like shooting fish in a barrel. I kind of hate that term, but net, look at, anybody see a trend with volatility? We're all going to die. This is the short vol trade. No, we're not. We might. No. Putin, pal, Trump. Nothing. Oh, my God. A trade war that Trump said is going to happen might happen. And the market woke up to that again. Now, it's time to short volatility. So that's a trade we're going to talk about in a couple minutes. So markets are starting to stabilize after this week. And this is what's funny. Can markets handle so much trouble at once? I told you investors are suddenly facing a trio of negative forces: tariffs, tech swoons, and central bank tightening. That ain't happening, folks. Jerome Powell is not an idiot. He can read a chart of the S&P 500 probably just as good or better than I can. They don't. I know that the Fed likes taking the froth out of an overheated market. He did that. Now this is a little much, okay? And come on, folks. Donald Trump, the guy who's, quote, owned this on the way up, will own this on the way down. That ain't him. This is the only president I can remember in my lifetime who almost on a daily basis is talking about how good the stock market's doing and how good he rocks for investors. You think this dude wants the stock market to implode? He's going to own that. So come on, man. Let's use our thinking brains. Real quick, for my current members, we knew this was most likely going to happen. Didn't know when, or we'd be all charged with insider trading. Actually, we would, but other people don't. Different set of rules. Like James Clapper, the former CIA director, he's been accused of, quote, misleading Congress in his testimony last year about spying on Americans. Isn't that cool, the language they use? Now, if you did that, it's called lying under oath, and you committed perjury, and you're going to jail. But when somebody like that does it, CNN hires him, and they, he just allegedly misled. He lied, and he should be in jail. Anyway, Steve Wynn agrees finally to sell his entire stake in a casino company. This can't stand the New York Times. This kind of clears the way for it's still got a lot of legal overhang. People are suing, and the state regulators and all sorts of stuff like this. But this is good news. So here's him being Harvey Weinstein. Here's him resigning. Good iron condors we had. Here's the run-up, a little bit of a short squeeze on, hey, they settled a lawsuit with one of their biggest investors, which might clear the way for a renaming of the company or a sale. And then we've been selling bear call spreads and put a bull put spread on right around here. So good news out of Win, and we'll talk about this next week when I get back. When we do our first live trade brief Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. If you want to become a member, make sure you stay to the end, and I'll give you, well, here's the link. But get FT. This is really easy. Go.topgunoptions.com/getft. Okay, I'll give you a second to write that down, and you can grab an annual or a monthly membership. Okay. Go.topgunoptions.com/getft. And we'll talk about Win next week, and we'll throw in some new trades. Speaking of people that should be in jail, you ready for this? Zuckerberg. So here's my Facebook bashing, and I love to bash Facebook because I nailed it. Back in October, I said, get out of Apple, get out of Facebook. They have all these political privacy and legal concerns that are going to blow up in their face. A couple of people laughed at me. Some potential new members are like, are you high? Not that day I wasn't, but folks, I said, get out of Apple, get out of Facebook, and the only tech you should be in, which ain't a tech, in my opinion, is Amazon. So let's take a look back to October. And the couple, I'm not going to name their names, but I remember in the chat box, how ignorant I was. So, Mr. or Mrs., you shall remain nameless. There's Facebook's performance since I told you to bail out of Facebook. What did it start at? About $1. It should be 169. You lost $4. You're down what? A couple percentage points. That's dead money. You would have made more money putting your hard-earned cash in a Folgers can in your yard. This is stupid. It did even at its highest point, it was up what, 10, 15, 20 bucks? Yawn. Apple wouldn't that? Well, it was a little bit better, but. Again, the Facebook was the one that I love to hate. Let me get rid of this. Clear drawing. So right here to about here. So we go from 150 to 169. 19 bucks. Yay. Now let's take a look at the Death Star. You're up nearly 700 bucks, 67%. Almost, that was yesterday. I didn't do the math. Well, it's essentially flat today. Like 700 bucks and a 70% return. This stock is up 70% since I said get out of Facebook. It's got too much political risk, and get out of Apple because iPhones, China's slowing. You can, when you join, you can watch these. But look at this. Zuckerberg has sold more Facebook stock in the last 3 months. Oh, that's weird. Than any other insider at any other company. 3 months, folks. This guy knew about all of this. Analysts don't believe there's anything nefarious behind the insider selling, which are part of regulation. These weren't not the analyst I talked to. So, why in the last 3 months? More than any other insider. So this is what they all say, folks. I love every other year the Wall Street Journal has a lead story that says, hey, mysteriously at these 10 companies we looked at, their CEOs made incredible timed decisions before some bad news or some good news with their stock purchase. And the investor relations departments at every one of these companies said they were part of a plan, and then when the Wall Street Journal or the SEC digs deeper, some of the CEOs end up in prison. So this is not good, and there's more to come on that. This guy, whenever you hear a CEO go, I don't care about profitability, I just want to do good. Run as fast as you can from that company, or run to your attorney and sue him if you're a shareholder. He has a fiduciary duty to you, not to the world. Screw the world. This is a Gordon Gekko moment from Wall Street, folks. I don't care about the world, Mark. I care about my stock going up, and that is your job as a fiduciary. The second that sentence came out of his mouth, if I was a shareholder and the stock went down, I would have sued him. And guess what? He is getting sued for that, and I predicted this. You want to do good, Mark? Take your company private. Use all your quadrillions and take the company private. Do whatever the hell you want to do from behind your big walled-in palace surrounded by armed guards, which we're not allowed to have. Walls are for rich liberals, and so are armed bodyguards. But our kids can sit in school, not being protected. So this guy's awful. And then anytime you have a CEO that says, maybe we should be regulated. When a CEO asks Washington to regulate you more, it's dead money, folks. And the billionaire who sold WhatsApp, so the guy who founded WhatsApp, I think he was a co-founder, there is a delete Facebook movement on Twitter. Don't get me started on Twitter. It's even worse than Facebook. That one's another pets.com. Delete Facebook. And it's funny because on the chairlift and during lunch, talking to some folks, and I'm skiing out here with my sister Kia, who's the underachiever of the family. She helps run Dune Capital in New York. Met a couple of her folks. This is Facebook is not. It's dead, folks. My 17-year-old son Matthew is going to college next year, senior in high school, and Jack, who's 13, they're right in what should be Facebook's demographic. They don't even know what it is. Facebook it's old people, man. While they use Instagram, and that's they're starting to Instagram's getting old too, man. So it's dead money. I predicted it. It's even more dead money. Here you go. Commerce Bank, Mozilla suspend Facebook ad campaigns as advertisers start pulling out. This Cambridge Analytical CEO, talk about a Gordon Gekko. And Zuckerberg admitted last night that there's no way on God's green earth they're ever going to be able to truly find out how much data was compromised, how much of your data. And anybody watch that 2009 interview lately of Mark Zuckerberg saying this would never, ever, ever happen? And oh, by the way, all the liberals frothing at the mouth that Donald Trump, Cambridge Analytica was used by the Trump campaign. Guess what happened, folks? Before Trump was ever even considered running for president, ex-Obama campaign director drops bombshell. They were on our side. They mined the shit out of Facebook data. Mark Zuckerberg was in the tank for Obama. Anybody not remember that? Anybody know who the current COO of Facebook is? Sheryl Sandberg, who is a dyed-in-the-wool, frothing at the mouth Hillary Clinton supporter. So when you see the liberals in the media start trying to make hay out of, oh my God, Cambridge Analytica, Donald Trump used this. The dude wasn't even a candidate when Facebook was frothing at the mouth to bend over backwards and help Barack Hussein Obama. Silence. So enough. But hey, check this out. I can't stand Google now either. So YouTube is banning firearms demo videos. Entering the gun control debate. Is this where you want your companies to be, involved in politics? Anybody remember what happened to Starbucks a couple of years ago when, we're going to hire 10,000 illegal immigrants because blah, blah, blah. And then the world, or people like me, went apeshit and said, hey, how about you hire 10,000 homeless veterans, you ass? Whoops. And then this huge boycott and everything like that. And then Starbucks started running pro-military. We're hiring veterans. Do not wade into companies that wade into politics, folks. You're going to piss off half the country, just like Twitter. Twitter lets Louis Farrakhan, one of the biggest racists and anti-Semites in the world, spew his hate. But if you post that, they have taken down half of the conservative commentators on Twitter. Twitter is dead money. It's also a dead tech company. I said it in October. I said it every almost live trade brief since I told you to get out of Facebook, is to get into Amazon. It's in everything: food, space, healthcare, mortgages. Hell, they'll be in autos soon. It's all dead money, folks. This is a headline. NBC ain't no friend to conservatives, right? But this is a headline that really sums everything up. So, and this is how long ago? This is a month ago, folks. Silicon Valley faces make or break moment amid tech backlash. Gone are the glory days of glowing praise and good PR for big tech companies. Those days are gone. I said they were gone in October, and I was right. If you were an Amazon man, and I appreciate all the feedback in the chat box and all the compliments that have been rolling in to support about what happened. I love I'm not gloating, folks. When you're right and you know something and it happens, it's great. And I feel zero sympathy for investors wiped out by Facebook. If you didn't know this dude was a limousine liberal and was doing this, he knew it. And using this, he has no idea what's going on, or he really, really, really does. And either one of those is bad. So some of you sitting here going, well, Wiz, if we all chipped in together, maybe we could do one long call diagonal together with one contract. Look at the XLY. I haven't brought up the XLY in a while, but because personal trading aside, if you can afford to be in, synthetic stock or long call diagonal on Amazon, then I would do that. But if you can't, here's a good proxy for Amazon. It's 22% weighting of the XLY. So take a look at that. And that's your homework for my members who are listening to this video, is the XLY. Again, Amazon is where you need to be. Screw everybody else. Real quickly, though, we're seeing some mixed macroeconomic data. What came out today? Housing or something, or the durable goods orders. The durable goods orders, folks, blew both of them. Core and regular durable goods. When you see the word core, it means X something. This is X transportation. So durable goods orders on fire from negative 0.3 to a positive 0.5, from negative 3.6 to a positive 1.6, folks. So getting buried in all the chaff today, and what happened this week is the fact that we saw some pretty good macro data today. Some of the macro data yesterday, like the flash services PMI, was a miss. So we're seeing green and brown shoots. What do I mean by that? We're seeing good and bad macroeconomic data. The jobs picture is obviously pretty good. The GDP is looking pretty good. I think Q1 earnings are going to be phenomenal. And I think that's the next leg higher. We head back up to this 50-day moving average and through it, and volatility comes in. That's the trade I want to talk about, okay? If you become a member, guess what? Next week, I'm going to show you how we can keep pounding Facebook into the dirt. And do not catch this falling knife. I know of no investor, and I appreciate all my current members and Tamara and a bunch of folks saying, hey, Wiz, stop, get away from the computer or your phone, step away, and get some. This isn't work to me, folks. I'm very passionate about what I do, and this is fun. This is a falling knife. This is dead money. Do not think I found a bottom here in Facebook. I don't think it has. You think Zuckerberg being hauled in front of Congress, you think the Republicans are going to be nice to him? He's going to squirm. It's going to be ugly. Do not buy Facebook here. This is the definition of a falling knife. Well, it's kind of stabilized here until the next shoe drops. Breaking news. Another firm that Facebook, folks, when they open, what was it, 3-4, he's known this for 3 years. When they more or less opened Facebook to other apps to be able to come in, and it was greed. It was nothing but greed with Mark Zuckerberg, who wants to do good. It was greed. They opened it up to, it became the Wild West, man. Wiz, I put I was going to say whiz quiz. All right, I will say that since I just said it. A whiz quiz. Take a 30-second whiz quiz to find out your aptitude, and you take that test, and I not only got your data, if I have 1,000 friends, I just went into your entire Facebook account and got all your data and all of your friends' data. Do you know how incredible? This is an octopus, folks. Do not step into Facebook here. Don't listen to anybody who's telling you to do that either. Volatility. It is time to short vol here. So remember, when volatility is cheap, down here, you buy it. When it's expensive, you do what? You sell it. So with the 700-point drop in the Dow yesterday and the VIX being up 30, I would sell the hell out of volatility right now because I think it's going to come back down in the next couple weeks. Could I be? Well, let's talk about being wrong, because that does happen. Wiz, you're wrong. We head down to the 200-day moving average. Well, then that's going to suck and everything's going to be red. If you believe that's going to happen, okay, go out and buy some cheap puts next month on the SPY, on the S&P 500. Go buy some cheap disaster insurance, or buy some VIX calls out to a month from now. Okay, remember, and I'll teach you this when you become a member of our services, you never, ever lose money on a hedge. Well, what are you talking about, Wiz? The market had a rip your face off rally back to the 50-day, like you said, and those SPY puts and long VIX calls lost. No, they didn't. Stop. Well, I lost a couple grand on them. What did your longs do? Well, they're up 20 grand. So you're going to tell me that, being up 20, but, quote, losing 2 or 3 grand on insurance, those things lost money? If that's you, don't go to this link and sign up because you don't get it. You don't have the aptitude to be a trader or an investor. That's the cost of doing business, man. I don't sit here and complain that I'm losing money every month to USAA on my auto, home, and life insurance. If you are like that, you're a little weird, to be honest with you. So, but I could be wrong. So go out a month from now. We'll talk about this next week when I get back, because I want to get skiing here, man. Buy some puts on the SPY or some long VIX calls and just stick them in a filing cabinet and forget about them. If it does happen, pull them out and go, all right, great. But right now, I would be adding to my other longs. Again, we'll talk about this next week when we get back up to speed with our live trade briefs. If we have some Jan 20 Raytheons on or some of our other good longs on, add to them right now. If you're in a Raytheon, the thing is, let's take a look at RTN. Love our Raytheon. Hey, up 3.5% today. We got into this one back here after that earnings. We didn't get into it right here, or here. We got in right about there. Look at that ride, man. So if you're in a Raytheon, you used this pullback, and look at that. It didn't even really pull back. Love our Raytheon. People are up triple digits in this trade. But let me get to the VIX trade, our volatility trade, because I got to cruise. So I'm going to use VXX, and the tactic I'm going to employ is called a bearish double vertical. I'm bearish on volatility, which means I'm overall bullish on the market. So here's VXX, and it kind of looks like the VIX a little bit, but it ain't, right? We're all going to die. No, we're not. Maybe we will. Putin, pal, Trump. No, we're not. Everything's fine. And, oh my God, there's a potential trade war going on. He said that here. And now that China's fired back, this is all, if you haven't read The Art of the Deal, folks, you can be forgiven for being confused. The man's playing chess when the world's playing checkers. Okay, he's already three moves ahead of the Chinese. They already announced a delay in some of the tariffs for like 6 months for Canada and China because they're our buddies. That big shot across the bow, man, was to wake everybody the hell up. Now they're woke. I get China's firing back really bad too. We'll meet in the middle, man. So Nancy Pelosi, even some of I can't stand, I'm not a Republican, guys. I'm a libertarian. Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell, they're the rhinos, the John McCain Republicans in name only. The trade war will not happen. We will meet in the middle. I believe President Trump, when he says, President Xi Jinping, he and I have a good relationship, they'll talk. This is negotiations, folks. If you're kind of, like a dog looking at a wristwatch right now, please become a member because I'm going to help figure this out. So I'm bearish. I think the VXX comes back in about a week. So here's the trade. And I sent this out via text. When I sent it out via text, it was at a 5-cent debit. You ready? So let me just go to the picture real quick. What the hell's a bearish double vertical, Wiz? Sign up, and I'm going to teach you all this stuff. So here's the VXX, the price of VXX, the current price in that blue line. So we want VXX to go down, right? We want it to go to the left. VXX going down means market going up. I think by next week, we'll take the weekend. I'm going to fly home, shave this beard off my face, and, come Monday, it's a different world. Okay, so we want volatility to come down. So I can do 2 trades at one time. If you don't think something is going to go up, what can you do? You can trade what we call a bear call spread, right? I don't think something's going to go up, so I'm going to put a bear call spread right here. If you think something ain't going up, Wiz, you're right. I don't think it's going up. I actually think it's going to go down. Well, there's another bearish trade you can do, which is called what? A bear put spread. So wait a minute. I don't think it's going to go up. Bear call spread. I definitely think it's going to come down. Bear put spread. Those 2 trades on top of each other is called a double vertical. And here's what's even cooler is this bear call spread you're going to learn is called a credit spread. You're getting paid. You're the house, man. When you put on a bear call spread right here saying, I don't think VXX, you get paid. It's called a credit spread. This bear put spread is called a debit spread. Ooh, I don't like that. Debit, and I'm coming out of pocket. Yeah, but guess what? Let's take all the credit that we're bringing in with this bear call spread and use it to finance a majority of this bear put spread. Love, love, love these trades. So here's the trade. Here's the bear call spread. I'm going to sell 100 contracts. Why 100? Give me 2 minutes. 100 of next Friday. Why next Friday? I just told you, man, I'm going to go home. I'm going to shave. Going to relax on Sunday. Maybe go down to Ultra in Miami, right? Relive my 20s. So it's going to come in. Look how quick volatility can come in, folks, right? Volatility, it takes what is it? The reverse. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sell 100 of next Friday's 46 calls and buy as a hedge the 46.5 puts. Calls. That's in case I'm wrong. Wiz, you're wrong. The market implodes and volatility's going through the roof. Well, that'll suck, but I'm hedged if vol goes on a tear by buying these 46.5 calls. This is your bear call spread. I'm bearish on volatility. I'm using calls, and it's a spread, the 46, 46.5. And I'm going through this very fast for a reason, because when you learn about a double vertical tactic like this here at Top Gun Options, I take about an hour to an hour and a half just on this tactic, let alone the whole damn thing. So you got to become a member, folks. And if you're a current member, you get all this stuff, so that's why I'm cruising. Now, here's the bear put spread. I'm going to buy the same amount of contracts to next Friday, the 45 puts, and sell the 44.5. Net, folks, this is a debit. meaning we're coming out of pocket on this trade. Let's analyze. The first place we always look here at Top Gun Options is max potential loss. The max potential loss on this trade is $5,500. So I'm risking 55 to potentially make 4,500 bucks. Yep. So that's a good risk to reward ratio, about a 1.82. And the break even, so look at this. The possibility of making something is what? $44.95. That's that level right about there. Okay. So what do we want this to do? We want this blue line to start going to the left. Okay. So again, I took screenshots of this already. I sent out the text alert to my members. So there's these screenshots. I'm going to put this in the email so my members have a copy of this. How do I manage this trade, Wiz? What do I do if it does this? What do I do if it does that? Those are all great questions, and you're going to get those answers when you become a member right here. Heading to go.topgunoptions.com/getft. That stands for Get Full Throttle. We have 3 tracks here at Top Gun Options, and I'd say 80-85% of our current members are in the max afterburner right here. The annual subscription membership fee is $29.95, and I just showed you with a win trade, an Iron Condor on win. We did that in 2 weeks. We made about 4,500 bucks on win. Great looking trade on win. That paid for over about a year and a half of your max afterburner, right? Just with a single Iron Condor. We do have monthly memberships available. Obviously, if you do the math, the annual is cheaper. Strongly recommend you do an annual, but it's $295 a month if you're interested. You get everything we do here at Top Gun Options. That's why 80-85% of our members are in here. The offensive track, you get access to our weekly options service. That's every Monday at 1 o'clock. It's a very, very tactical trading service. I mean, hell, some days we're making a couple grand in a day and closing the trade. Other days we're in it for a full 5 days and then lose money on a Friday. It's not for the faint of heart, and I jokingly call it my lucky strike service, because some days you got to take a drag on that lucky strike, and it's very tactical trading. If that doesn't sound like you, a little too tactical for me. Well, the defensive track, instead of doing the weekly options, you get access to our accelerated retirement portfolio. That's every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So all the stuff is on here. Just kind of scroll down, and it describes everything we do. The best thing to do, listen to me and just do the max afterburner thing, which is you get access to everything that we do here at Top Gun Options, especially this. It's all about the training, folks. I'm going to give you 8 sessions. 8 sessions from, hey, aerodynamics and meteorology, folks, day 1 of flight school, all the way up to, doing like an Iron Condor on win. So we take a building block approach to our training here at Top Gun Options, okay? Step by step, just like me showing up in Pensacola, Florida at flight school and not knowing essentially what, airflow was until I got the wings of gold on my chest and was out in the fleet delivering serious justice to bad guys. That's the building block approach we take here at TGO. So if I lost you halfway through this tactic, or even at the beginning, or I lost you with volatility, don't worry about it. You have found a home here at Top Gun Options, okay? All right, guys, I got to run. My kids are already on the slope. They took the bus. I was supposed to be on vacation this week and trying to ignore everything, but of course, the week I go on vacation, what I absolutely predicted came true was Zuckerberg and Facebook imploding. It's a shit show, and the man's a horrific. He should resign. I mean, not that I'm, a Superman here, and he'd listen to me, but I am one of the few, Jeffrey Gunlock at Double Line Capital and like 2 or 3 other hedge fund managers predicted that not only would Trump win, the market would rally. That was me, folks. So now the man needs to go. Remember, not all company founders should be there for the long run. They did a great job in his dorm room, starting it up. Depends if you believe the Winklevoss twins. So great job. Now get out of the way. Go do your philanthropic stuff around the world, okay, with your armed guards behind your big walled, palaces. And so get out of the way. He needs to go. The only way I see Facebook surviving as a company is if he resigns. His apologies on TV this week were comical. They were awful. and Sheryl Sandberg needs to go too. So if that happens, this stock goes up. But we're going to have a great time laughing and talking about this next week and about how we were right. But in the interim, I'm heading skiing. I'll be back tomorrow in the MIA down there in South Florida, and then I'll see all my members and my new members. If you head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft, I'll see you Monday at 1 o'clock if you're in the weekly options, if you're in the offensive or max afterburner slots. If not, I'll see you Tuesday at 1 o'clock as well. Just go to this page and take a drive around, and we'll see you next week. Okay, really looking forward to it. Thanks again, and to all my members, really, really, really nice job getting in the ready room all this week. And the banter back and forth and helping each other out with the trades, and it was awesome. So if you're a current member and you haven't been in the ready room this week, give me 50 push-ups because I asked you to. And look at this, man. We got 11 comments and things going on with Win, the Facebook pullback. We have our Canadian Mafia that's been established. These guys are calling each other, maybe doing some in-person meetings. We have a lot of good stuff going on in the Ready Room. So when you become a member today, stop by the Ready Room and see what was being discussed this week when I was out on the road. Okay, have a great rest of your day, guys. Have a great Friday. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless, and welcome aboard to all of our new Full Throttle members, and I'll see you guys next week.